Different day, different shirt. I am empowered by your responses to the previous couple of videos and am recording the next set of questions and review of the questions for your dining and dancing pleasure, so to speak. Please excuse my humor. I am very excited to do this. Your comments, your follow-up have been nothing short but tremendous. Please keep them coming. Please spread the word about these videos to people that you know who are studying sterile processing. Remember, the goal here is not just to passively listen, but to transcribe this information into your notebooks and copy it into Microsoft Word or whatever you want to type stuff into, and to both the questions, the answers, and the rationale. And when I tell you, please also transcribe all the answers that I give you in the multiple choice, but highlight the accurate choice with the rationale. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin our next question. Which of the following would be an appropriate guideline for enhancing the drying of surgical instrument sets? Try it again. Which of the following would be an appropriate guideline for enhancing the drying of surgical instrument sets? Number one, wrap heavy instruments in lighter paper. Number two, use peel pouches inside wrapped or containerized trays. Number three, please just put one chemical indicator in the whole set, even if items in the set are individually wrapped. And last but not least, number four, if instruments need to be separated inside a set, they may be wrapped in single ply material. I don't know what to say here. Let's digest the information. Number one, wrap the heavy instruments in lighter paper. I've never seen that. Don't know what that is. Use peel pouches inside wrapped or containerized trays. That is a major, major no-no. We never put peel pouches inside other containers or wrapped trays. Nothing. So that's a no-no. Place just one chemical indicator in the whole set, even if items in the set are individually wrapped. That is also wrong. We don't do that. If we do place something wrapped inside there, it needs to have its own chemical indicator. So the true answer here is that the instruments need to be separated inside a set. They may be wrapped in a single ply material. That seems to make most sense out of all of this stuff here. I would say that this is correct. Next question. Let's see. Placing instrument sets which are in perforated trays or rigid sterilization containers in a flat position so that the bottom of the set touches the bottom of the shelf is done for which of the following reasons? Let's read the question one more time carefully. Placing instrument sets which are in perforated trays or rigid sterilization containers in a flat position so that the bottom of the set touches the bottom of the shelf is done for which of the following reasons? Number one, preventing instrument damage. Number two, allowing for easier air removal. Number three, allowing for the sterilant penetration. And number four, for all of the above reasons. I'm going to go with number four, placing instrument sets which are in perforated trays or rigid sterilization containers in a flat position so that the bottom of the tray set touches the bottom of the shelf is done for all the reasons listed in the first three choices. It also allows for considerable for condensate drainage and aids in drying. Stacking containers in the sterilizer could interfere with the air evacuation, sterilant penetration, and drying. So this is key here, okay? All right, hopefully that made some sense. I want you to visualize what it is that they're talking about here. Paint a picture in your mind when you are reading this question, or when you're reading these types of questions, rather. Paint a picture, visualize it. Okay, a chevron pouch is designed in a manner that, one, is adjustable. Two, makes the pouch easier to open. Three, allows some air into the pouch. Four, allows for the proper sizing. let me read this again. A chevron pouch is designed in a manner that, and again, I want you to visualize what a chevron pouch is, okay? If you can't, look in the manual, it's there. So, chevron pouch is designed in a manner that is adjustable, makes the pouch easier to open. That's always a good idea for the pouch, for any pouch. They must be easily open and provide for sterile presentation. Remember that. These are key things. Allows some air into the pouch. Oh, no, that's no bueno. We don't do that. So we move that out. And then allows for the proper sizing. No, that's not designed that way. So we're going to go with number 2, makes the pouch easier to open. And that would be my choice. And I would say it's the right one. All right, let's go to the next question. Which of the following is not a proper guideline for packaging items for sterilization? One more time. Paint a picture in your mind. Which of the following is not a proper guideline for packaging items for sterilization? Watch those nots and except things inside the question, because we tend to focus. Oh, we hear something. No, concentrate. Devil's in the details. Which of the following is not a proper guideline for packaging items for sterilization? A, or number 1, items with removable parts should be disassembled. Heavy items should be positioned not to damage delicate items. Devices with concave surfaces should be positioned to facilitate drainage of water. Hinged instruments should be closed. Well, we know it's not true. All instruments must be open. So that not part of the question is exactly what it is. Steve's choice is number 4. Hinged instruments should be closed. No, hinged instruments must be open. Next question. Hopefully that makes sense to you. All right, next question. If an instrument has a sharp, if you're in Boston, sharp point, it should be protected by means of all but which of the following? Again, this is one of those not or except, but. So if an instrument has a sharp point, it should be protected by all means of all but which of the following? Sorry. Number 1, commercial tip guards. Well, we want those. Adhesive covering. I don't know. Commercial holders and foam sleeves. So remember, it's the not part that we're concentrating on here. So adhesive covering, nah. Adhesive covering is not used for sharp points. The other choices are used when doing so. The manufacturer's instructions should be checked to ensure that the protectors are permeable to the sterilant. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So the choice was adhesive covering or number 2. That's what we selected. That's the right answer. Okay, next. The device used to monitor one or more process parameters of sterilization cycle is which of the following? One more time. The device used to monitor one or more process parameters of the sterilization cycle is which one of the following? Temperature gauge, number 1, temperature gauge, number 2, chemical indicator, number 3, bioburden indicator, number 4, sanitation sticker. Okay. The device used to monitor one or more process parameters of the sterilization cycle. So the key here is the device used to monitor one or more process parameters. So see, the first one, temperature gauge, only measures one thing. Number 2, chemical indicator is definitely a device that measures at least one thing, so that's a possibility. So, but it could be more. Bioburden indicator and sanitation sticker, they don't even apply here. Because there's no such thing as a bioburden indicator, unless I'm wrong, but I don't think so. So the answer here is number 2, chemical indicator. A chemical indicator is a physical chemical device employed to monitor one or more process parameters of the sterilization cycle. These indicators are used to detect failures in packaging, loading, and or sterilizer function. The chemical indicator usually consists of sensitive chemical or ink dye, the sensitivity of which may vary from product to product. This is straight from the book. So the answer here is chemical indicator because it measures one or more. So while temperature gauge could fall into this, it by itself is a gadget that only measures one thing and one thing only. And this guy tells us that we can see it for failures of packaging, loading, and or sterilizer function. So this rationale here identifies 3 significant possibilities. All right, hopefully that answers your question. Next question. If an instrument has sharp points, which of the following should never be used to protect instrument tips because it will inhibit sterile penetration? Compromising the setup for a sensitive compromising the setup for a sensitive patient. Okay. Let's read this question one more time. If an instrument has sharp points, which of the following should never be used to protect instrument tips because it will inhibit sterile penetration, compromising the setup for a sensitive patient? I'm not exactly sure about this question here. This could be an incorrect wording here, but let's see what they're saying here. You know what? Let's modify this question a little bit. If an instrument has sharp points, which of the following should never be used to protect instrument tips? Stop here. Or you can say because it will inhibit sterile penetration. So we'll stop here. So what don't we want to use? Now, that's the question. What don't we want to use to protect the tips? Number 1, tip guards. Well, if they're specially manufactured tip guards, we want to use them. 2, commercially made holders. Yeah, we do want those. Foam sleeves. Yes, we like foam sleeves. They are one of those commercially available protectors because foam sleeves can allow the sterile to penetrate. Next one is latex tubing. Well, we know darn well that latex. I know how exciting it may be to take an old oxygen hose and cut it up into smaller pieces and use it as a tip protector. You know, how smart. The answer is no. We cannot use latex tubing because it is not permeable to sterilant. So we need things which are permeable. If an instrument has sharp points, which of the following should never be used to protect? Should never be used. And the answer here is 4. It's latex tubing. That's my choice. It is correct. Next, which of the following, my favorite, which of the following is the indicator that disinfection has occurred with the process of thermal disinfection? Which of the following is the indicator that disinfection has occurred with the process of thermal disinfection? That's our dishwasher, right? That machine, thermal disinfection machine, the one that uses impingement and copious amounts of water to achieve high-level disinfection. Okay, so number 1, commercially available products that enhance inspection process. Visual inspection, surface temperature of instruments, and sensing equipment. Which of the following is the indicator that disinfection has occurred within the process of thermal disinfection? Aha. So the key word here is thermal. Let's look at that. First answer is commercially available. By the way, thermal means heat. Commercially available products that enhance inspection process? No. Number 2, visual inspection is not going to deal with anything thermal because thermal is heat. You can't see heat. And then surface temperature of the instrument. So if we, let's say, touch the instrument or use an infrared sensor, we'll be able to see how hot the surface is. Yes, that works with the word thermal. And then sensing equipment, it's a possibility. So the answer here is 3, surface temperature of the instruments. Since the target of thermal disinfection is the instrument surface, it is crucial to monitor the surface temperature of instruments to know if disinfection has occurred. That's the rationale. And the answer here is surface temperature of instruments, answer number 3. Let's go to the next one. In terms of plastic paper pouches, each of the following should appear in the labeling of packaging except for. So in terms of plastic paper or paper plastic pouches, each of the following should appear in the labeling of the package except for. Number one, date wrapped. Number two, temperature and humidity in which it was stored. Number three, package assembler's name or initials. And number four, storage location. So what are we excluding from what are we writing? What are we excluding from what we are to write or on the label of this particular peel pouch? Well, date, definitely. Temperature and humidity in which it was stored, definitely out. Then the next one would be package assembler's name. Yeah, we definitely initial our and storage location. Yeah. So the answer here is two, temperature and humidity in which it was stored. That is it. Let's do one more question for this recording. All packaging materials should be at what relative humidity for at least 2 hours before use? All packaging materials should be at what relative humidity for at least 2 hours before use? Now, just remember, this is an interesting thing. Now you know that all packaging material has to be inside the department for 2 to 3 hours, unwrapped, hanging on the rack, absorbing its temperature and humidity. So where is the stuff technically located? In the assembly area, okay, on the clean side. So we know, and remember, I keep telling you, we need to know what humidity level must be in each one of these locations. All right, you need to memorize what they are, what they are in decontem, what they are in sterile storage, and of course, what they are in the assembly area. So in here, we have several options. One is 60 to 70%, one is 50 to 80%, one is 30 to 60, and last but not least, any of the above. Don't you all just jump and say all of the above. It's not always correct. So they throw it in there. Whereas I always say that follow OEM IFU, original equipment manufacturer's instructions for use. Don't jump, all of the above, whatever. It's usually all wrong. Okay. So in this particular case, 30 to 60% humidity is where you need to be. The answer here is number three. And we'll stop with that right now. And I'll see you all next time I record something. Hey, let's see. If I have the time and the desire, I might just do it now. See you all soon. Remember, listen, write down, transcribe, repeat, repeat, repeat. You will succeed.